Hello YouTube, welcome back to Another Gungeon. I'm on stream, as you might imagine. Been a little while since I played Gungeon. I've been playing Isaac. I think the Gungeon fever kind of came and went relatively quickly because even though the synergies are very good and a great gameplay addition, they don't happen often enough. I've had too many runs where I've had none or ones that don't matter. Whoops. Double whoops. Did I mention I've been playing a lot of Isaac? And not this. I'm playing as the pilot even though he sucks incidentally because I've been hearing a lot about Chris B's plight of trying to get a pass kill as the robot. So I'm sharing his pain, but I'm not willing to share his pain enough to be the robot, so I'm the next worst character after that. And thank you, Ismad, for 5 months in a row Twitch Prime. God, I feel really rusty actually, I'm not sure why. It's not been that long since we played, it's only been in like a week, right? Nah, maybe it's been over a week. Because a lot of stuff's been coming out and distracting me. I like that you can tell when he's going to do the new attack because there's a sound effect. Oh, screw you. If we get a bad first floor, I'll just quickly restart. Thank you, Gooski, for the bits. Hi, you YouTubes. YouTubes. Like that. There was... Wait, who said there was a pupper cam? I didn't put it in the title, it was a spur of the moment thing. Sora was sleeping in her bed at the start of the stream, so I had pupper cam on. I just felt her at my back just now, hang on. Oh. She deposited a ball at my foot, and now is scratching herself. I gave her the second treatment of fleas, or flea medication today, and she didn't scratch. So I assume that's them all done now, I hope. She definitely didn't have as severe a reaction as she did yesterday when all the fleas were fleeing her body. No, you don't treat fleas with fleas, I misspoke. She's allowed to scratch. It's just not when it's because of little bugs using her as some kind of Noah's Ark. Which is gross. I'm just talking about those little insects crawling over and making her itch and scratch. It's probably making you all feel itchy and scratchy too. It's fine, embrace it. If you start feeling itchy tasty, that means you're turning into a zombie though, and that has nothing to do with me. Oh, I bet you just want to scratch that itch. I bet you just want to itch that scratch. Oh, damn, I've done it to myself. Bugger.
Oh.
Thank you, Synthesis, for the bits. I purchased my first 100 bits the other day, and I want you to have them.
I'm sorry.
I also apologise on May's behalf for interrupting me. I hope you have a good day, even though mine isn't going so well. I'm sorry to hear you're having a bad day. Mine has not been especially bad or especially good. I have been a solid neutral. There'll be better days if you're having a bad one. There's plenty of them. Days, that is, not bad ones. If I had any other gun, I would have been able to catch that. And thank you, Alana, for the 666 protection money. I was lured in with promises of public cam, I was lied to. If you go back and replay literally the first 30 seconds of the stream, you'll see Sora cleaning herself. Like some kind of perverted peep show. Is there any other kind of peep show? Well, I guess there's the one with Mitchell and Webb. Although that did get kind of perverted from what I can vaguely remember from the few episodes I've seen. Chat, you're distracting me from the real reason I wanted to open today's stream with another roguelike, and that was to talk about things I've been watching on Netflix. My grand evil scheme is that if I talk about the various things I'm watching on Netflix across different series, for instance, Strange Brigade, Isaac, this, it will not seem like I'm addicted to watching things on Netflix, because you'd have to watch every single series to get every single story about what I'm watching. Isn't that cunning? I might come back to this, we'll see. Only the pilot could miss a point-blank shot. Well, it wasn't point-blank, but it was close enough. You are a cunning linguist. I see what you did there. Although, to be fair, one of the things I have to talk to you about that I watched is not a Netflix thing. It's something available illegally on YouTube to watch for free, or you can pay YouTube to watch it legitly. It worked, and I got an okay gun. Believe Vice President. Let's see, where are we? Over here. So what do I want to hear about first? The thing I watched on Netflix or the thing that is available on YouTube? I'll let you decide en masse. They're both documentaries, incidentally. I really shouldn't be using this on the first floor, but I'm just so sick of his starting pistol. Netflix, a legal thing please. Crimes. Netflix because YouTube is worthless. Well, I mean, I kind of agree, but at the same time, leave poor YouTube alone. Etc. Crying face. YouTube crimes. I think more people said crimes. Alright, so I wanted to find this thing on Netflix, but it's not on there as it turns out. I thought it was, but it wasn't because it's done by HBO. And it's the documentary from 2016 about the thing we talked about during Monster Hunter. The two girls that lured their friend out into the woods and killed her or tried to kill her rather, she survived, to appease Slender Man. So it's a documentary about those two girls and like the mythos of Slender Man and internet memes and how they influence young people, that kind of stuff. And you can buy it to watch it on YouTube, but if you just search for it, it's called... what is it called? The Mystery of Slender Man? It's called something like that. Someone's just uploaded it, like a straight rip of the HBO thing. So you can watch it for free, it's 2 hours long, it's on YouTube. And it wasn't as interesting as I'd hoped, but it does show you a lot of interviewing with the girls. And whereas one of them, like, they're both off in different ways. Like, one of them is very forthcoming about everything and just very matter of fact. The other one, who as it turns out has schizophrenia, has just no emotion at all. And it's chilling. It is a true story, yes. Two girls became obsessed with Slender Man. They wanted to become what I now know from the documentary proxies of Slender Man, which are like his servants or something. So they devised a plan where to save their families and to become proxies, they lured their friend to the park and then stabbed her 12 times. She managed to crawl to the road and someone found her, so she survived. But both girls are very wrong in the head. One of them medically so, the other one just through a result of loneliness, kinda. And they both got tried as adults despite being 16 at the time. Because it was attempted murder, premeditated. And one is in a medical facility and the other one is in prison. Or young offenders prison, whatever. What the hell was that? Must have dodged backwards too soon. But yeah, the interviews are just... they're the most interesting part, but also the part that's genuinely scary, because the one girl who just has no emotion. She's just not feeling anything. And when you find out she's got schizophrenia and her father has it, his father, or her father rather, goes into detail about what it's like, and he's saying, like, he's on medication for it and he knows what's real and not, and he describes, as he's talking to the documentary maker, like, I can see all these shapes right now, and I know they're not real, but we didn't know she had the disease, so we couldn't tell her. So when she was telling us as a kid she had all these imaginary friends, we thought she was just doing the thing kids do where they have imaginary friends, but she had imaginary friends that she thought was real, if you know what I mean. Like, she didn't think they were fake. And now she's stuck in a mental institution thinking that her imaginary friends are her only friends. So it's pretty disturbing stuff. Just so I have another option, honestly. Next she'll say Santa isn't real. That got brought up in the documentary. Oh, interesting. So yeah, like I was saying, it wasn't as in depth as I was hoping it would be, or as interesting as some of the other documentaries I've been talking about. It's just genuinely unsettling because of all the interview footage with the one who's very kind of cheerful and talkative, and then the other one who's just, yeah, we took her out there to kill her. We had this plan. She speaks like an adult, and that's the terrifying part. guess I didn't fully charge that. Thank you. Oh wait. Thank you, Cyber Canadian, for 4 months in a row with Twitch Prime. Wow, it's been 4 months already. Damn. Oh, I did forget the gun game. You're right. I was too busy talking. That's fine. It's a pilot run. It's not going anywhere interesting anyway. So I think that's all I've got to say about that. Since it's on YouTube illegally for free, it might not be forever. And it is an interesting thing like this, how internet memes, I guess they kind of covered this in Metal Gear Rising as well, but memes are essentially viruses in the way that they propagate through the internet, and these are ill little girls who believed what they were told via creepypastas. So that part I found interesting. And I remember like hearing about the Slenderman memes when I was younger, and of course like all the YouTubers making it big playing that game where there's just like jump scare simulator. So they kind of cover all that briefly, and I wish they'd kind of focus on that a little bit more.
Ooh.
I was looking at chat and didn't see that all the shots hadn't been passed yet. Rydog, I'm blaming that one on you. Thank you, Rydog, though, for the bits. Bitch bin looked empty. Have a great weekend. Put this in your 401k. But we're talking about what a 401k is for the stream because I didn't know fully. It's an American version of a pension, more or less. And thank you, Vorador02, for 24 months, a whole 2 years with Twitch Prime. Since you have Netflix now, Altered Carbon, yes, people have been recommending that to me. Lost in Space, and Penny Dreadful are all really great. Is Penny Dreadful the one people told me about where it's a zombie eating people? Or maybe not a zombie, a cannibal or something? Because I don't think I've heard that one, or maybe I have. Wait, Penny Dreadful or Love Penny? No, wait, no, you're just saying you love it as well. Okay, I got it. It's with these crappy chests. Chat, how many of you saw the Lost in Space remake movie starring the guy from Friends? Because I did. Oh, Santa Clara Diet is the zombie one. Okay. Man, that was bad. Oh, it is from years ago. Trailer Park Boys is on Netflix? What is Trailer Park Boys? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Is it reality TV? Or a documentary, or what? It's actors? Oh, it's a mockumentary. I'm not a big fan of mockumentaries. I'd prefer it was either real or fake, not trying to blur the line. Although that said, I looked for something on Netflix, it turns out it's not on it, sadly. Which does kind of fall into that, and it's called What We Do in the Shadows, and it's the pretend vampire documentary. I wanted to watch that, but it's not on Netflix. It's so fake it's funny. I'll give it an episode, but I do have other things to watch in my list as well, so I'll give it a go. So I guess I can start talking about the other thing. Oh, damn it. Since we're talking about Netflix. Although I should say, like, the reason I know about What We Do in the Shadows as well, despite not seeing it. Red Letter Media, who I follow on YouTube, they every year do a video where they kind of do catch-up reviews of stuff they didn't do full reviews of, where they just kind of mention some brief thoughts, don't do spoilers. And usually it's TV shows or stuff that they don't have enough fodder for to do full videos on. So a lot of the time it's crap off of Netflix. So going back to like 2012, I rewatched the videos they'd done and kind of took notes of stuff I wanted to watch to see if it was on UK Netflix. So that is how I found Call Me Lucky, which is the documentary I chose to watch today, in fact. And Call Me Lucky is a documentary, 2 hour long, by Bobcat Goldthwait, the former stand-up comedian, now turned movie director. And it is about a comedian from the 80s and 90s, and well, he's still alive, called, is it Barry or Billy? It's Barry or Billy, I've forgotten which. And it's Barry Crimmins or Billy Crimmins. And for the first half hour of the documentary, it's just talking about his stand-up with like talking heads, David Cross, Bobcat Goldthwait, even though he made it. He does some talking in it. Other comedians talking about this guy who had a very aggressive stand-up style that wasn't very traditional. He really, really hated the government in America and the Catholic Church from a childhood spent being forced to go to church with a priest he hated. And then about 30 minutes into it, it takes an incredibly dark turn where he is doing stand-up at a club he kind of set up and became famous for. And he just totally changed tangent and started talking about the fact that he was raped multiple times as a kid by the stepfather of his babysitter. And then from there, it kind of follows his journey where it was the early days of the internet. And he used to go into AOL chat rooms trying to look for people who'd gone through what he went through to find comfort, because there wasn't really widespread like counselling and stuff available at that point. Oh, hang on, we have a synergy. Grouch? Please let me fire like little monsters. Oh. So it takes his dark turn, but then he tries to find these support groups, and he thinks he does in AOL chat rooms, but what he actually finds is people distributing child pornography to each other, and AOL doing nothing about it, because this is like the early days of the internet. No one understood anything about the internet. So he started posing as a kid to get these files from people to incriminate themselves, report them to AOL. AOL did nothing, so then he started going to Congress. Congress didn't understand what the hell the internet was, and it's kind of like his battle to make them understand and bring people to justice. And this is a stand-up comedian who just goes on this incredible journey, and it was very interesting. Very sad in places, but also very interesting. And it's Call Me Lucky. And it's called that because of something he says during a particularly poignant moment, where they take him back to where it happened. And he's talking about, well, imagine what could have happened if I died instead, so despite what happened, call me lucky. So it's definitely worth watching. It's got a lot of swearing in it if you're worried about that, though. He swears his ass off. And obviously it's dealing with very, very hard to hear subjects. He goes into great detail. They kind of also accidentally... well, I don't know if it's accidentally, maybe they did this on purpose, and if Bobcat Goldthwait did this on purpose, then he's a bit of an asshole. But they're interviewing his sister, and she thought it was because it was a documentary about her brother's comedy career, which it is, kinda. And then she kind of says to them, why are you being so serious about this? I thought this was supposed to be a fun thing. And then they kind of spring it on her what it's really about, and she describes catching the act and thinking her brother was dead. It's pretty horrible. Ah, crap. I can't go any further forwards because of the poison. Shit. Have they increased the length of time you stay petrified? Hello, Fallen. Platinum bullets. Is that not new? Each one served, they only grow more powerful. Okay, I don't think I've had this. I mean, I do more damage per shot. Oh, my gun started to turn platinum. In that case, multi-fire weapons might be best. Oh wait, all my guns are platinum. Never mind. Despite it having a synergy, I'm going to get rid of the trash can because the trash can is garbage. No pun intended. And I guess I'll get rid of... I don't like the RPG. Well, no, the best documentaries are the ones that deal with difficult subjects, because that means they have importance. Like, there's tons of light-hearted documentaries on Netflix. And there is kind of an upbeat message to it. Like, he survived, he went on to have a very good career. He made it, well, he didn't make his own business, but he made his own club famous. He got a lot of people arrested. He got justice, he lived on. He's not like a depressed wreck, let's put it that way. He makes jokes about it. Alright, I thought you hold this down. But that's all I've watched. I tried looking for some more documentaries that would catch my eye, but I think I've exhausted like the really good ones on Netflix, at least on the UK version of it. And by good I mean interesting. Because obviously they all deal with bad subjects. Hello, Lurking. We're talking about very dour things. This is like give up one heart to get up. Yeah, considering I've lost 2 flawlesses, not really an option. I've honestly not been paying attention to the run at all. I was too focused on what I was talking about. Put your brethren down. Oh, because it's the cactuar. It's just a normal cactus. It's not a cactuar. It's not 1,000 needles. It's 1,100. Totally legally distinct and definitely not alive. I don't know what Platinum Bullets is doing. Is it just making me do more damage? Because enemies don't seem to be dying quicker. It's totally not a Cactuar infant. Yeah, I know. Ha. Yeah, tell me what it is, because it's not like it's a synergy, it's just an item. I'd probably notice it better with a boss HP bar, if anything. Obviously I can see that it's turned all my guns platinum. What happened to all those ammo boxes I was getting? Now I'm getting none. Every shot that connects you get more fire rate. And damage. This isn't the ideal weapon then, because it kind of shoots wildly every so often. Good information for a big boss though that's hard to miss. If we get one. Oh, it carries through the entire run? Oh, that is really good then. What is this shop? It's bloody empty. You're a trash person. Empty shop, honestly. And I guess this was a good gun to get with this particular effect. I just need ammo to keep it going. Alright, so there's the boss, but we still have both item rooms to find. Hello, Uber. I've got a bunch of other stuff, like, in my to-watch list on Netflix, but as I say, that's my exhausted documentaries. Other stuff I've got marked to watch that I picked up from those videos I was talking about earlier. The Vivitch, I've heard is very good. Ghost Story, from the last 2 years, I think, respectively. What else is on there? I saw the Power Rangers movie is on there, and out of morbid curiosity I want to watch it, because I loved Power Rangers when I was a kid. trying to think what else was on there. I've marked Altered Carbon, but I haven't got around to watching that yet. Do I like to watch bad anime? I don't really like to watch anime full stop. Too much filler. Although that said, oh, you've reminded me, I've got One Punch Man on the to-watch list, just to give it a go. Because that feels like one of those rare occasions where watching the anime would be better than reading the manga. Have I ever watched Ghost Stories? See, I thought you were talking about some kind of like ghost documentary, but it's an anime? I've never heard of it. Tell me more. But anime is for weebs? I know, right? Damn weebs. The best of bad dubbed anime is definitely Ghost Stories. Oh, right, so it's like, it's good in a because it's so bad kind of way. The English dub has some really, really weird stuff because they were told the bare basics of a story, but none of the exact lines. That does sound fun. Kind of like an internet dub. Excluding Team 4 Star, since I know people like them. Where it's like, oh, we've fan-dubbed so-and-so, but we're all kids living at home, so we have to not really shout or anything because our parents will hear us and tell us off. Joke's on you, being on the track just made it easier to kill you. The direct quote is, oh, she's a bitch and a ghost. And that's on Netflix. I'll have to see if it's on the British one. That is a good quote. I like it. I was looking for any of those shitty Ghost Hunter type. Oh, two balls. Ghost Hunter type TV shows, but there doesn't seem to be any of those on Netflix. Da-da. Oh, 2 away. I'm totally buying that. Platinum Sharks. Let's go. Oh wait, we have no other rooms left. Surely the boss would drop at least 2. Speaking of, what is my boss weapon? If consecutive hits means more damage. Oh, 9 bullets. Fantastic. Maybe the mailbox is okay? It's not on Netflix, it's on YouTube. Ah. Oh no, I made the tank sparkle. Considering I'm using a pretty shitty weapon against the tank, I'd say the damage is fairly noticeable that I'm doing more. But it's still dying slow enough that I'm worried. Where did those shots come from? Yeah, this is not killing him at all. That looks better. Still not great, but better. I'm running out of cover to hide behind. Shoot the friggin' tank. Oh, he done charmed. Screw you. Gypped out of every single flawless this run. Should have just killed him. I don't even know where the tank is. Oh, there it is. If I had the shark tank, this would have been easy. This might be one of the longest fights against this tank I've ever had. Even in ones where I've eventually lost. Christ, I'm just doing no damage. That was just to get some hits in to hopefully do more damage overall and slow him down. Ah, the boss music looked. That might be a first. Jeez. Hello, Stereo Mind. At least I finally got a good gun. Bit too late to matter though. Oh right, it's not here, it's the actual good shop on the floor. Da-da. Dun 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 dun. I have seen Infinity War, yes. I still prefer that it's a bit too early to talk about spoilers for people who may not have seen it though. But I removed all the Thanos related words from the blacklist. And I added one that people haven't found yet. When you pick up platinum bullets and it does this retroactive thing, are you sure it doesn't give you a damage down to compensate? Like you get a severe damage down when you pick it up, and then it starts counting every hit. Because it feels like I'm taking longer to kill enemies than killing them quicker. Like it doesn't feel right. It feels off. Ah, good. Chat found that the false prophet is dead. Oh, again, apparently this should be the best weapon for me to use. Except it's severe long range. Catablast? Is that those things I was almost killing in Tomb Raider? No, that was Capybara. Wait, no, isn't that the fighting style? Did I still say the wrong word? I did say it right? Well, what's the fighting style I was thinking of then? Or is there a fighting style with the name as well? Capiera, I see. Think of the little bit spell was. No, it's not a silver cactus, it's a platinum cactus. Where is it? What else is shit? Oh. Oh, he cried and then suicided. No, don't bother copying and pasting from the wiki, because the wiki is not always 100% accurate anyway. I trust my instincts. I feel like I was killing things slower for a long time. Oh right, yeah, we spent all our money on something worth it. Okay, I'll read that in a second.
Ooh.
Thank you, Bell. Was great for the more bits. Very generous. Continue lurking and enjoying, hopefully. No rolling, bad rolling. I wish I'd left open Netflix in another tab. Or maybe I did. Because I know if I go to it, like I said the other day there when we were playing Isaac, it's going to play the bloody Season 2 Iron Fist trailer, and I'm so sick of seeing that. Speaking of which, I'm sick of seeing ads for the Predator remake. I'm just double checking. No, I did not leave a Netflix tab open. Too much risk of accidentally unpausing it or something. What other stuff was there? There was definitely stuff and it bugs me that I can't remember offhand. Can you check your list from the Netflix app without it playing anything? What a weird thing. It's a new room. Oh, that doesn't bode well. That doesn't bode well at all. That might be where this one ends. Because I'm pretty sure it's the High Priest. And we have the shark gun. Which I was forgetting about when I said that. If we didn't have the shark gun, it definitely would have ended on there. Now it's just a chance. Lure troll. So did you all see the promo shot of the Titans TV show with them all in quote-unquote costume? It's really bad. Hey, who thought it was okay to make Starfire's her name, right? Look like a prostitute? Like a really, really cheap prostitute? And I know a thing or two about that. Because Chris B told me. Oh, hello Cora, I thought you were Sweden. Thank you for 19 months in a row though. Hello, it is me. I am dead today because people wanted me awake at 9 AM to go to Becoming Sweden, and I fell asleep at 6 AM. That's your own damn fault, quite frankly. Does that mean you won't be trying Dying Light Bad Blood? Dying Light Bad Blood. I can't make lots of B letters become my kryptonite as well. Why did they get poisoned and burned when my blank went? Oh, I got the amulet, didn't I? I totally blanked on picking it up because it's not usually relevant. What do you mean your face? That was being polite. It's not my fault you're Sweden. I finished Dying Light plenty of times. You mean did we finish the playthrough we started on stream? Yeah. I did the ending again. We did not get around to redoing the following, but I'd already done that before. So I don't particularly mind. I've got too many other things to play at the moment. We need something good here. Well. I guess we'll make them all mimics then. Leave Sweden out of this. What, you mean leave Cora out of this? He's Sweden, so you don't need to say leave Sweden out of this, you just need to say leave Cora out of this. I'm far more interested in when there'll be a new series of Daredevil. It's really the only one I care about. I did watch Punisher, yes. Yes, hello mimic friend. You are pretty tanky. Very tanky. Jesus. Again, this is me supposed to be doing more damage? That's a good gun. Did I enjoy it? I liked that. What is her name? Karen? Is that her name? The one who's mostly from Daredevil. I liked that she was in it, since she has a boner for the Punisher. Punisher himself, he's a good actor. He was good in The Walking Dead as well. I just don't care about his character at all. So, not particularly... I didn't think it was that good, no. I watched it all, though. So it wasn't like, turn this off, it's bad. It was just... same as how I felt about Luke Cage. It just kind of, I kind of skipped through it. I like the actor. Oh, this is a bad draw for having the sharks as it happens, but whatever. Jumped the wrong way. It is a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, Iron Fist just doesn't appeal to me to the point I'm not even going to give it a chance because I don't care. Shark, please hit the mimic. Shark. Thanks, took you long enough. Not like I needed that HP or anything. I've heard that Iron Fist Season 2 is better because it doesn't focus on him, but again, don't care. I didn't even care in the episode he cameoed in Season 2 of Luke Cage. And I wish Luke Cage was more interesting because I really like the guy who plays him. He does a good job. And I know it's no one's fault because the guy died during filming, but it's a little bit of a shame that they started that kind of that thread with him and his father, which was interesting, kind of them making up. Then they kind of make up, and then he's never seen again for the rest of the season, because in real life he passed away, so what could they do? That was the only interesting part of Season 2. And Jessica Jones Season 2 was just terrible. Utterly uninteresting story. It made every single character unlikable, except Foggy. Wait, no, Foggy was in The Punisher as well. I'm getting confused. Because I just remembered the good scene in The Punisher where he's saying, like, to the Punisher... Oh, wait, no, it was Luke Cage. No, I am getting confused. Because he says to Luke Cage, I can't believe I'm saying this to you, but have you considered wearing a costume so that people stop trying to sue you? He's like, I'm 6'4" and black and bulletproof. Who else are they going to think it is? That was fun. The guy who was playing Luke Cage's father in Season 2 passed away before filming finished. The final episode of the season is dedicated to him. And, as I say, it does just kind of vanish after a certain episode, even though it doesn't feel like the story with him is done. And that was why. At least that is my understanding, because he does just kind of vanish after that episode where they're all held up in the... What was it? It was a derelict building or something, right? Just gonna go for it, I think. He was the Ribs guy in House of Cards, the father in the newest Fantastic Four. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, Jessica Jones Season 2 was just terrible. Made every character unlikable, not just her. Her best friend, the drug addict roommate, the cop turned drug addict. I knew they'd have to find some dumbass way to get David Tennant in again because he was the only popular part of Season 1. And it's in a stupid way. It's in like Arkham Knight but not done as well style. It's just not interesting. Oh yeah, that was the one good thing about Season 2. I'll agree with you there. There was a lot more actual private eye detection stuff. Which is what there should be, because that's her whole thing. She isn't particularly powerful in this TV version of herself, for some reason. So focus on her being a really good private investigator who just happens to be super strong. But no, they've made the mistake of trying to make it too personal too soon. I can tell that this is firing faster. Like 100% is firing faster. Just paid your taxes? I feel weak and poorer than usual. That's normal. It'll pass. For about a year. Considering I didn't get a single flawless, I'm glad it went the distance because it let me talk about everything I wanted to talk about. Oh wait, I did get a flawless. I flawless dragon. Okay. Damn it, I ruined my streak. Ha 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 ha, no. Is this episode called Enter the Netflix? I think people are going to eventually turn on me talking about things I'm watching and just be sick of it. Go back to talking about what you're doing in the game. Because after 200 episodes, that's still relevant. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Also, I should have totally done a patron dedication at the start of this episode, but screw it, it's too late. Wow, I didn't even take a full hour, huh? It felt like it should have, because the run was terrible. Go back to playing a single character in Overwatch. I have never played a single character in Overwatch, I've always played mob. I don't have a main. Alright, well, I might record one more run because that was so quick, but we'll do a break for YouTube so I can space out the Gungeon in your face holes. Plus side though, since we're recording it back to back, I won't be talking about Netflix next time probably. Until then, ta-da for now.